Hi, in this video we are going to look at the phyla and other kingdom protoctista and kingdom fungi. The members of the kingdom protoctista are neither animals, plants, fungi, or prokaryotes. They are eukaryotic. Most are unicellular and few are multicellular. The prototists show remarkable variation in cell organization, patterns of cell division, and life cycle. Some are photoautotrophs, others are ingesting or absorbing heterotrophs. Photo means light, and autotrophs, auto means self, troph means feeding. So autotroph is an animal or an organism that can make its own food like plants, and photoautotrophs, that is organisms that use light to make their own food. So this means some prototists, just like plants, can prepare their own food using light, whilst others are ingesting or absorbing heterotrophs. That means they do not prepare their own food, but they absorb after they have released enzymes to digest the food. The fungi include familiar organisms such as mushrooms, bread molds, and toadstools. They show a remarkable diversity in form.
Under the kingdom protoctista are the following phyla: phylum Rhizopoda, phylum Sumastegina, phylum Apicomplexa, phylum Celiophora, phylum Euglenophyta, phylum Omycota, phylum Chlorophyta, phylum Rhodophyta, phylum Phaeophyta. Phylum Rhizopoda, rhizopods. Rhizopods are unicellular organisms characterized by the ability to form bulging extensions of the body called pseudopodia, singular pseudopodium. For locomotion, examples include amoeba and polystomela. Some rhizopods possesses an outer protective covering. Phylum Sumastegina. The flagellates are unicellular organisms. They are heterotrophs having one flagellum or several flagella with which they are able to move. An example is trypanosoma, which causes trypanosomiasis. Phylum Apicomplexa. Sporozoans do not possess any locomotory structures. In this way, they differ from members of other phyla in this kingdom. They are all parasites living in the cells or body fluids of animals. Example is the Plasmodium, which causes malaria. Phylum Celiophora, ciliates. All ciliates possesses cilia which are used by motile forms in locomotion. They also have two types of nuclei, a bigger meganucleus and a smaller micronucleus. An example is the Paramecium. Phylum Euglenophyta, euglenoid flagellates. Members of this phylum are flagellates including photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic species. An example is Euglena.
Phylum Omycota, omycetes. The omycetes possesses non septate, hyphae, and biflagellate to flagellar spores. Phytophthora, which causes blight of potato and rotting of cocoa pods, is an example from this phylum.
Phylum Chlorophyta, green algae. The green algae exist as unicellular, colonial or filamentous species. They have no roots, stems, or leaves, or no vascular tissues. They all contain chlorophyll as the main photosynthetic pigment. This phylum includes unicellular non-motile forms, example Chlorella, and flagellated forms, example Chlamydomonas. Spirogyra, and is an example of filamentous
Form and volvox. An example of a colonial green alga. A colony may consist of up to 500 small green biflagellate cells spread over the surface of a hollow globe mucilage. Phylum Rhodophyta, red algae. The red algae are mostly marine. Very few freshwater species exist. They are typically red in color due to the presence of red pigments such as phycoerythrin. These pigments mask the chlorophyll which they also contain. Plumeria is an example. Phylum Phyophyta, brown algae. The brown algae are so called because the chlorophyll they contain is masked by a brown pigment, protoctista. There are filamentous as well as flattened forms with a stalk and a holdfast. An example is a
Kingdom fungi. The vegetative body of a fungus such as rhizopus described in Year 1 Section 3 Unit 2 consists of a mycelium of hyphae. Fungi lack chlorophyll, root stems, and leaves. They are grouped into three phyla: phylum Zygomycota, phylum Ascomycota, phylum Basidiomycota. Phylum Zygomycota. Some zygomycetes are unicellular, others are filamentous with non-septate, no crosswalls, hyphae. The hyphae are tubular structures with a lining of cytoplasm which contains many nuclei. They reproduce asexually by the formation of sporangia and sexually by gametophagia.
Phylum Ascomycota. The distinguishing feature of the ascomycetes is the formation of ascospores in a special structure called ascus during sexual reproduction. Phylum Basidiomycota, Basidiomycetes. Members of this phylum include many large forms of such as mushrooms, bracket fungi, and puffball. Very small forms such as rust and smut fungi also occur. They cause serious diseases in a variety of crops. Example, maize rust disease.